Hello, this is Ryan Luco with Impact Montana. I am going to be sharing some information with you today to hopefully help you get a better understanding of who Impact Montana is, what we do, our objective as a nonprofit organization in Montana, and yeah, just to give you the comfort of whether or not Impact Montana is an organization that you would like to move forward with. So, with that, I'm going to just start out by sharing the Impact Montana website, which is just simply impactmontana.org. And so, somebody that has an interest out there in, and when I say somebody, it's a service member, vet, first responder, or family member, which first responders include our law enforcement community. So anybody that fits those distinctions can go to our website and learn more information about who it is we are and what we do, and even submit the interest form. And that interest form doesn't commit anybody to anything. It just allows us to reach out to that individual and learn more about um, what they're doing professionally, or maybe that was previously, and why they in fact reached out to our organization. So if you're on the website and you just scroll down a little bit, it gives you some good information. There is a video. That video is a little bit outdated, so we'll do our part to maybe update that in the near future. But really, what I want to point out is this step one qualify. So if somebody has an interest in getting a call from us, they can submit this qualification form. It literally takes probably less than a minute. Um, and we will reach back out to them and uh, just start having a conversation. So um, that is the interest form. If somebody wants to learn more about who we are and what we do, uh, they can go to the about page. And really, I want to just emphasize this because everything that we do is centered around our mission and vision and values. So our mission is real simple. It's to help service members, vets, first responders, and their families define their purpose, connect with health and community solutions, and strive for what they value. The important thing that I want to share and maybe elaborate a little bit, especially if this is somebody listening to this for the first time that knows very little about the organization, is that Impact Montana, albeit we're a small organization with just the executive director, John Lewis, the Impact Montana board, and then myself filling a programming and training role. We can't provide really any impact or value to Montana without that middle piece, or the health and community solutions piece of what we do. So, what that means is that we have an integrative health service partner network across Montana that has committed to helping us do what we want to do, fulfill that mission, um, by being a part of our service partner network. So, um, even though, as I said, we're a small organization, we have a very strong and supportive community that is there standing with us in our ability to fulfill that mission. So, um, then moving on from the mission, the vision is simply coinciding it with that. So the vision is Montana's service members, veterans, first responders, and families thriving during and after service. And if you have been in Montana for any amount of time, there's really two stats that are near and dear to me, and really a part of the reason Impact Montana was created. And that first stat is that Montana, as this video is being created, is number three nationally when it comes to the vet population per capita in the state. Um, and so that's behind Alaska and Virginia, which is pretty significant. With a state of 1.1 plus million people, um, uh, roughly 10% of our population, adult population, are veterans. And obviously that doesn't even include our first responder, law enforcement community and their families. So um, the second stat that I want to share, and this is why the vision is important, is because um, that second stat alludes to the fact that we have a very significant problem in Montana with a high suicide rate. In fact, that suicide rate is currently, as this video is being prepared or recorded, we are number 5 nationally when it comes to veteran suicide per capita in the nation, which is not a good statistic to be known for. I will say that it is going in the right direction. Historically, we've been in the top 5 as a state. Um, and even as recent as COVID and following COVID, we were up to number 1 based on some of the information I've seen, the data that has been reported. And so thankfully, we're outside of that first or second or even third place and down to 5. So if we are able to fulfill this vision of Montana service members, vets, first responders, and their families thriving during and after service, certainly that number has the ability to go down, which is ultimately the objective. So that's our mission and vision. The values, I won't get into those. You can actually go to the website and look at those if you have that desire. But really, the bottom line is Impact Montana is all about Montanans supporting our own service members, vets, first responders, and families, and taking ownership of that health and wellness for that community. So, Impact Montana is playing our part in that space. So, I just want to go real quick to the Our Support page, because that Our Support page will also break down kind of the model for how we operate, which we call our Thrive Factors model. And so you can look at this here. The Thrive Factors model consists of 6 functional areas of wellness, and that's how we provide our programming, whether that's um, coaching, training, or anything else really in our programming space. So, um, moving down a little bit further, you will see our current list of integrative health service partners. So, I've already alluded to it, I've already mentioned it, but this is where our community gets very strong. So, these are um, a list of our partners across the state that have modalities that aren't recognized by mainstream or allopathic medicine. And so, building a relationship with these entities has afforded us the opportunity to open up that aperture and connect individuals that can benefit from these services, like sensory deprivation, like ketamine treatment, like infrared sauna, like hyperbaric chamber therapy, like biofeedback. I mean, that list um, is pretty long. So these are the service partners that afford us the opportunity to connect the folks we serve to integrative health services and modalities that will hopefully help them navigate it out of whatever circumstances they're in when it comes to their physical, spiritual, or mental health. So that's the website. Um, if you happen to know of any integrative health service partners that may have an interest in what we're doing, they can also follow these 2 steps, basically watching a video and then submitting an integrative health service partner interest form, which um, there's certainly not a closed door on service partners being able to come into our network. So with that being said, I want to get a little bit into what we do specifically with the programming. So really, the programming is divided up into a couple different pieces. Um, one of those pieces includes coaching. Coaching is a one-on-one, um, really solution focused effort. It's not counseling. An individual who may be facing a barrier has the ability to work with a coach to determine what their goals are relative to that barrier. And then that coach is there to help them uh, basically achieve that goal. So there are credentials when it comes to health and wellness coaching, and we have those credentialed folks to support that effort, um, and it has proven to be valuable with many of our program participants. Um, in addition to that, we have um, training. So training is something that is developing more and more as we move along, uh, anticipating that we can reach more individuals and help provide value to more individuals than what we've traditionally done just through the Hand Up Project, Live to Thrive programming, and the Participant Access Pass, which I'll get into those three things uh, here in a minute. But the training is going to align with our Live to Thrive model, and it will also provide some education on functional health and wellness, and really put some tools into the folks that attend that training's toolboxes to help them ultimately take ownership of their circumstances and get on a strong, healthy, disciplined path to thriving, which is ultimately our objective, as you heard in the mission and vision statements. So there's coaching, there's training. In addition to that, there are uh, programming pieces and really projects that have been uh, labeled. So the first one being the Hand Up Project. The Hand Up Project is really designed for acute or chronic related need based situations. So, for example, somebody that has navigated through homelessness or recovery, vet treatment court. Um, there's a number of adjacent identifiers or programs that allow somebody to qualify for the Hand Up Project, and it just becomes more intense in our ability to support somebody. So the Hand Up Project is based on funding availability, and so at this point in time, there are grants being applied for to pursue funding to support that Hand Up Project. And we anticipate that opening back up in the not so distant future. So keep just kind of keep in tune with Impact Montana, and you'll be privy to when that opens back up. Additionally, there is the Live to Thrive training program, which is Live to Thrive um, programming, not training. Sorry, and that consists of the 90-day Live to Thrive challenge, which is a peer-to-peer led group over the course of 90 days that allows somebody to really shift their paradigm and develop healthy daily habits and disciplines with their peers, and just really start to work towards a specific objective, which um, I know it's general and it's I guess kind of metaphoric when I say it, but thriving is what our objective is. So if somebody has identified goals and is able to pursue those goals and ultimately reach those goals, then really at the end of the day, hopefully that goal means that somebody is functioning at the level, their desired level. and ultimately thriving. Um, so there is that piece. The 90-day Live to Thrive challenge uh, begins every couple of months. We usually do the 90 days and then take a about a month off. So again, if you're tuned into Impact Montana, if you're reading our emails, you will get invites to be a part of that 90-day Live to Thrive challenge, and then we'd love for you to step in as you're interested. So the next part of our programming uh, is what we call the Participant Access Pass. So the Participant Access Pass was created so that individuals who have the financial means to be able to go out and utilize integrative health modalities like hyperbaric chamber therapy. We've had vets pay for their own ketamine treatment or sensory deprivation, whatever modality they've identified that makes sense for them to try, and they have the financial means to pay for. Impact Montana has negotiated reduced service fees for your benefit. So that's a big part of our role is to connect with service partners, negotiate reduced service fees, and build relationships with them, with especially with ones that want to support this community that we're serving, so that you can have access to that. And one of the reasons we've created that program or that piece of the programming is because we've had vets tell us or people tell us that, hey, I have the financial means. I don't want to take away somebody else's ability to use the services that you're providing or providing access to. So that's why that participant access pass piece exists. And so for somebody that's no longer in service, so they're a veteran, whether that's a veteran of military service or they're a retired or former first responder, that participant access pass membership piece is $10 a month. And for somebody that is still working um, and has a little bit of extra income, that cost per month is $18.89. So at a reasonable rate or membership fee, you can access all of the listed modalities and more that I shared previously. So um, just to wrap up, kind of summarize the programming. There is the one-on-one coaching. There is the Live to Thrive 90-day challenge, which is group peer-to-peer led weekly connect meetups slash coaching. There is the Hand Up Project, which is for the acute or chronic related challenges. Um, there is the Live to Thrive training that we will be launching in the near future. There is the participant access pass piece. So I think I got them all in summary, but just wanted you to be privy to these things. And if there are ever any questions, you can reach out to us and we can discuss further. And you can reach out via email or by contacting the number on the contact page on the website. So this is that contact form and the phone number. Um, Additionally, in this kind of initial presentation to provide you an overview of Impact Montana, who we are, what we do, I just want to mention the fact that we also have events. So the events are a big part of our programming development. So meaning that any funds raised from our events go to our operations and help support our programming. So whether it's the Montana Warrior Run here in Helena that we've hosted or now for 16 years, the Montana Warrior Ruck and Team Challenge that is, I think, in the 10th year, or the Warrior Golf Scramble, which this year will be year number 3. The Warrior Plunge. These are all examples of programming events. And so they provide value by engaging in some sort of healthy activity, um, activities that we promote, um, or can build community through. That's one example of our event model. The other example, just like every other nonprofit out there, uh, we do fundraising events. So the Night of Impact is the big one that we have hosted now for 4 years. And so the Night of Impact um, is typically in the fall, and that event is open to the community, and really is just a capacity builder for our operations as well. So um, that gives you a little bit of a taste of what we do. And there are other events that come up that we're invited to be a part of, like the Dueling Pianos event that we were able to do for 5 years, or the East Helena Smoke Show, the barbecue competition. I mean, there's a lot of really fun things that we get invited to be a part of because people love the Impact Montana mission and they want to support that. So you can always get that updated information on our Facebook page or on our events calendar through our website. So that's the event information. Next, I just want to share real quickly kind of the last piece of this that is important for people to understand and recognize is that Impact Montana is grassroots funded and supported. So that simply means it is individuals, families, businesses, um, uh, foundations that traditionally have supported our mission. And that is simply because uh, as this organization was developed, the the philosophy for us was that in order for us to be successful, it is going to have to come from Montanans investing in other Montanans, right? It's our friends, it's our neighbors, it's our coworkers, it's our family members who have served or are serving that might need that support. And so by micro contributions of 1889 a month up to we have individuals and families who are contributing $200 a month. That helps us fulfill our mission, and sometimes that's not easy, um, because as we experienced last year, really with the economy kind of uh, on the decline, we lost some support, and that ultimately led to our Hand Up project not being able to bring anybody new in. So, um, as I mentioned earlier, I hope that changes here in the next few months. But we really rely heavily upon Montanans investing in our own. So, not relying on government funds at this point, and really taking ownership of our ability to support um, uh, these folks that serve or have served in Montana. So hope hope that makes sense for you. If you have any questions about that, you can certainly reach out, and we'll be happy to discuss further. So um, the this presentation is really as I mentioned when I started it, it's the baseline information for you to learn more about Impact Montana, and I think we accomplished that. There are some other videos that I'm going to be that are on YouTube, that are a part of this series. So this is the first video of 5 week virtual connect series, and topically I'll just address those real quick. So if you have any interest in watching those, you can go to the YouTube channel, the Impact Montana YouTube channel, and check those out. But there's one called The Road to Thriving, and these are all done through the Impact Montana lens. So The Road to Thriving. Then there's one on functional health as it relates to Impact Montana programming. Then there's one on leveraging community and really the value of community and how community plays a integral role with the work that we're doing. And then the last but not least presentation or virtual connect presentation in the series is called the Essential Mindset. There is no dead end. So these videos, they're open for anybody to watch. They will provide next level information on kind of the Impact Montana core philosophy, um, centered around that Live to Thrive concept. So I hope you have a chance to watch those videos. They're all less than 30 minutes, so they don't take a whole lot of time, and they will again provide some value as you seek to learn more about Impact Montana. So thank you very much for listening to this today, and we look forward to connecting with you down the road. Have a wonderful rest of your day.